What's up, everybody? Back again with another one. This is going to be my part 5, I believe, or 6 maybe. I don't know. There's been so many downloads coming. Part 6 of my colonial narcissism series. So one of the tactics they want to do, what narcissists do, covert malignants, colonizers, is they erase your history. This is one of their most insidious tactics they use. They erase your history. So what they'll do is they'll go into your past and they'll try to dig up anything and everything that they can to use to weaponize against you. These people are evil. They want your history erased, because if you take away a people's history or a person's history, you take away their future. Because how can you know where you're going if you don't even know where you've been? So you see how these colonizers operate? If you talk to a lot of these people, they don't even know their history. They don't even know their roots. They can go back maybe 25 years, 50 years. They think they know, but they don't. That's crazy. History is, if you don't know your history, then you're bound to repeat it. That's why you got to know, like your route. You got to know the route you're going. You got to know where you came from, know where you're going. Or else you're just shooting in the dark, wanderingly, aimlessly. And that's how they want you. That's how they want to control you. That's why they're so obsessed with controlling information. Because they already know, these colonizers know that the truth doesn't favor them. So they don't want the truth. And that's what we're living in now. We're living in a time with so much propaganda and so much confusion. Babylon. That's what Babylon means. It means land of confusion. That's what they want. That's why all these things are popping up. That's why all these, 5, 6 letter plus sign communities are coming up. These fake movements that they're conjuring up. It's all to create chaos and confusion. And people buy into it like it's real. I don't know, like, a lot of y'all, though, can see it. A lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. And they study like humans, because you got to remember, these people are not human beings, because human beings don't do this kind of stuff to people. They're like animals. They're like lizards. They're like reptiles. Cold-blooded, callous, calculated predators. So they create all of this fake movements and just conversations that you could have at the water cooler at your work, to make you think it's real when it's not real. It's all an illusion. Remember, colonizers and narcissists, they're illusionists. Nothing's real. They don't live in reality. They create these false realities and these false narratives. And they need you to buy into it so they can believe it's real. Because these people are just sick. Colonialism and narcissism is a systemic program that runs. And they'll use systems that have been in place by colonizers for hundreds of years that only benefit them. A lot of times you might have altercations, you might have problems with somebody, and those people will get off scot-free. And the reason why they'll get off is because they're part of the network. They're part of the narcissistic, covert, systemic network. So they know who they are. They create them. They create people into this. That's why they want you reactive. They're trying to turn you guys into like lizards, if you think about it. Because if you look at the oldest part of our brain, which they always go into the psychology, it's the reptilian brain, the R complex, about that big. That's where things are like our fight or flight, our killer instinct, all our reptile qualities, fear, they're all out of there. Reactive mind. It's considered your reactive mind. And then the layer over, it's the mammalian brain, right? The mammal brain. So they want to get to your reptilian brain. So they want you like them. They want you reactive. They want you emotional. They want you threatened. They want you fear-based, because that way you're easier to control, because they know, right? They know the psychology. So these colonizers, they want everyone like them. They're trying to turn everyone to like them. That's why there's so many campaigns being ran, right? These ads, even these short videos, because that's going to tap into your reactive brain, right? Your dopamine. That's going to be actually detrimental to you, because then you're not going to be able to pay attention to things. We can't pay attention to things. You can't learn anything new. And these people, they don't really learn anything new. They're just programs. They just run on abuse, narcissistic abuse, and pain, and feeding off of loosh, hurting people. They like that. It makes them feel powerful, makes them feel in control. Because on the inside, they feel so small. They feel so irrelevant, because they are. They can't create anything on their own, so they have to try to tear down somebody else's creation, right? Cause and the effect. It's how these people operate, yo. I know I'm talking to somebody out there, too. You got to watch these things, man, because everything looks good on the outside, but the inside, it's corrupt, right? It's compromised. It's like a corrupt file, virus. It infects people because they think this is normal. And then people think it's normal. And then people come from all over the world to join in. And who's got to flip the bill for all that? The indigenous people, right? Everybody joins in on the oppression. Or there's other people who have been oppressed, that come from oppressed backgrounds or nationalities. But a lot of them come to these lands and they just join in the oppression on the indigenous people. Narcissistic abuse on a national scale, on a global scale. And the system will support its own. It will help its own. The system is narcissistic in nature. They target empathic people, they target innocent people, and they cause them pain in order to stay in power or feel empowered, to feel on top. And they want to create more of these people. They want everyone like this. That's why they're doing all these things that they're doing. But here on this channel, we're solution-based. Don't feed into that. Get into the forest. Read at least 4 chapters a day in the Bible. Meditate. Fast. Pray daily. That's how you cut these things off. Because you got to understand, these things ain't human, man. These people ain't human. These people, they live to destroy. They don't really live. They don't really support life. They support death. But it's all coming out now. The earth is cleansing itself. This is life here, right? Look at that. Stillness, peace, calm, God, love, joy, patience, presence. Because these colonial narcissists, they don't have any peace. They don't have any stillness. They don't have any tranquility. They don't have any God. They're their own God. They can't feel good about themselves unless they got their foot on somebody's neck, unless they're causing somebody some sort of pain. And you're seeing that now. And they're turning people like them, but a lot of people are waking up to the scam. It's a big scam. It's lies. It's an illusion. It's not real. Because these people are delusional. So I just want to come on and make this quick video. You know, brothers and sisters, you got to love each other. We got to have truth and reconciliation with one another. We got to focus on ourselves, man, because this colonial system, this colonial narcissistic system is collapsing. So we got to come back to our ways and to who we are, to our true identity, because they stole it from us. But we're here to reclaim it. Divine justice is here. The most high spirits on the earth. Our mother's here too, where we came from, the dust like Adam and Eve. Shalom to the kings and queens.